Spiritual nugget number 22. You are a part of the healing of the world. I personally feel that the world needs great healing and that we're really in a place where the world is very lost. And maybe sometimes we feel like the world has always been lost, or that it's a normal thing for so many things to be going wrong in the world. But I also think that we are just a victim of what recent history tells us, which is that everybody's going to be at war all the time. People are not going to understand each other. There's going to be massive genocide. There will be abundance of food in one area and complete lack of food in another area. All of the inequalities we see on an economic level, all those things we need to bring healing to, and it is incredibly overwhelming when sometimes you wake up in the morning and you just can't even get your own head on straight. How are we going to help the world? And the thing is that we essentially only need to heal from one thing, to heal from all things, which is the separateness of the mind, the belief that we are separate beings who can one-up each other. And that is the belief that drives all other gaining, statusing, warring types of behavior. The belief that we are separate from others and that what we do to others is a separate thing, has nothing to do with us. We've talked about on previous episodes how, in a very real way, when we're in a place of fear and separateness, we've simply forgotten who we are. And so it's our responsibility as awakened people, spiritually awakened people, to remind others who they are. And that happens very simply by giving love when love is not called for. When someone hands you a ball of anger and you hand them kindness or love or compassion, you speak to something that is within them but not being expressed. And what will happen in that moment is the person will be very confused because they would expect you to be reactionary, to be reacting to what is happening on the surface level. But what we're always trying to do is to react what is on the base level of people, what is actually in their heart. And so any anger or fears or negativity that would be directed outward would just really be noise surrounding an innocent heart. And we're not always going to be able to change people's minds, because what happens on the level of the mind is pretty insane sometimes. It's all wrapped up in beliefs and life experiences and fear. So we're not going to be able to change on the level of the mind, but we can usually change on the level of the heart. All unwarranted kindness that you send out into the world reverberates onto many other people. And the exact same thing happens when you give out unwarranted unkindness. I saw such a clear demonstration of this the other day driving. A car cut someone off, and the car that got cut off immediately started tailgating the car that was in front. And the car that was in front really tried to speed up to get away from that tailgating guy. And then that car was tailgating another guy that was even further ahead, who was kind of like an innocent party. And what I saw was just someone got angry, gave their anger to someone else, and that person in turn gave that anger to another person who was up further. And the exact same thing happens with kindness. When someone gives us kindness, it inspires us to give kindness to others. Today, Look for a place that you can give unwarranted kindness. And that could be in any small area. It could be holding a door for someone who has a lot of stuff in their hands, or yielding to someone on the road. It could be a very small act that you can just reverberate out into the universe and become a part of a great healing.